Obviously we are much further through the year now than we were originally. Obviously that's how time works. But it's time now to pop a log on the fire, slip that jazz record on that you've jazz record. Jazz. Hello again and welcome back to March Main's Midlife Dolly Crisis. So obviously we are now well and truly through the year. It's that sort of weather now, at least on this side of the hemisphere, that you want to be snuggling up and putting another log on the fire and sipping a hot chocolate as you listen to some cool jazz playing on your record player. It's also apparently sweater weather. So because it's sweater weather, I've decided to dress up two of my Blythe dolls. Here they are. So they've basically been in a box since we arrived at the new house, and the new house probably isn't that new now. We've been here a fair few months. You wouldn't think it to look at it exactly, because basically this room is still full of boxes and so is downstairs, but I'm sure we'll get to it before we die. So yeah, I've chosen these two dolls, mainly because I think their colouring will be really good for autumn clothes. I have Zanya members here. Zanya doesn't have a new name yet, but maybe she will after this. Maybe she suggests some. So obviously I kind of like to give them names based on stars of the silver screen. So if you can think of any, and I basically use the surnames. So this one is called Garland. She's named after Judy Garland. Originally she is Cloud9, so I'm kind of covering her modesty because she doesn't have a bra. Yeah, I kind of go for surnames. So a good surname of a Hollywood actress would be great for Zanya. But anyway, yes, I'm going to get these two dressed up and then we'll hopefully be able to get some really nice pictures of them outside. So please join me and watch me as I restyle these girls. So here are our girls here. So as I say, this one is Garland, who is Cloud9 originally, and she was actually my first Blythe doll that I bought. My first stock doll. She was secondhand to me. There is a video for her, which I will put a link to down in the description. She was not without her little faults, but for the most part, I do really like her. I love her hair. I think her face could probably do with a bit more makeup, but maybe in time I'll be brave enough to give her some lipstick or something. But yeah, so she is here in her all together. She has got some little knickers on, which she did come with actually. So yeah, we're looking forward to getting her in some autumn gear, and I think she is also looking forward to it as well. And then over on this side we've got Zanya Remembers, who, if you remember, I unboxed on the channel. Again, I will put a link down in the description to her unboxing video. When I unboxed her, I did discover that she had some staining on her, I think on her arms more than anywhere else, which was from the black clothing, which is another issue which we've kind of had recently in my Moonlight BB video, if you remember. So I haven't really put her stock clothes back on her. Hopefully the outfits that she's going to be in today will not have the same effect. They're not black, so fingers crossed. Speaking of which, so I've kind of chosen what I'm going to put them in. I don't have a huge amount of sort of wintry clothes for them. The clothes that I do have are mainly ones that I bought from AliExpress and a few that I bought from Etsy. But the majority of the ones that I bought from Etsy for the Blythe dolls tend to be the kind of little 60s dresses. So if they go out wearing one of those, they're going to freeze. So the ones that I've chosen are a bit of a sort of a hodgepodge of stuff that I kind of have gathered over the years. Let's have a look and see what I've dug out for them. Okay, so these are the two outfits which I've decided to put the girls in. So this one here is the one that I'm going to put Garland in. These are her original shoes. These are her bowling shoes that she came with. And these are her original socks as well. So I thought that would be fine. Particularly as the shoes are quite sturdy looking, and they've got a bit of a platformy sort of heely thing on there. So they'll be good. She's not in high heels or anything, so she should be fine when she's in the mud. Not that I'm planning on getting her in mud, but you know what I mean. I've then got this set here, which probably quite a few of you might have this. This has been doing the rounds on AliExpress, I think, for a while. It came with a pink blouse, but I've not teamed it with that for this look. So it's sort of a pair of trousers, quite sort of baggy trousers, in this sort of tartan or plaid. Is that tartan or plaid? I'm not sure. Is plaid just stripes? I'm not sure. Anyway, so it's in this anyway, which is kind of a green and mustard and beige colour. And attached to the waistband of the trousers, we've got these straps which kind of look like braces. So I thought that would be quite cute, especially if we team it with this. So this is a jumper which I originally knitted for my Cindy's. It was a pattern that I found online, and I've kind of tweaked it here and there a bit. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get this onto the Blythe doll. Obviously I can't put it over their head, so I have to kind of put it up the body. But it seems to work pretty well. I mean, the neck hole is quite big, because obviously it has to go over a Cindy head, and their heads are quite big. So yeah, the neck part is quite big because of that. But it looks quite nice on them. I have tried it on the Blythe, and it does work for sure. And I do really like this kind of peachy colour, really, and I thought that might go nicely with the trousers and the braces, because kind of like the brownies as well would kind of all go together to make a bit of an autumnal look. And then just to kind of finish it off, I thought maybe try and put one of these in her hair. I'm never that sure, but her hair tends to go into her face a lot. So this is one of Candy Carnival's ribbons, hair ribbons, that she came with. She came with two. This is only one of them. And I thought the colours would go nicely maybe with this. I'm not sure, but certainly in her red hair, I think the green will look really, really striking. So that is that outfit. Put that to one side. So moving on to this one. So this one is the one I'm going to put Zanya in. I thought because of her skin tone and her hair colour, this would really like pop, because it's got lots of bright reds in it. We've then got this kind of dungaree set. So this is the headband that she originally came with. And I thought this would go really nicely with everything, because obviously it's red. Red is very autumnal because of, you know, the sort of the leaves and stuff like that. So I thought that would be nice. And then I've got this. This was AliExpress. I can't remember how much it would have cost me, but it probably was like literally cents rather than euros worth. But yeah, so this is a nice little simple top, which does together with Velcro. All these sort of clothes that I bought for Blythe, originally I would have put them on to my Fakey girls, which have the Nemo body. I think it's the Nemo body. You know, the kind of the jointed body. So they fit them. They also fit the Takara bodies. Okay, so it's quite good that they fit both, because I was kind of worried that, oh, I've got all these clothes but they only fit one size doll, but they will actually fit both of them. Obviously they're a bit looser on the Takara body than they are on the Nemo body. But yeah, so that is kind of like an under sweater, I suppose. I then got these little socks. Again, I think I bought these as part of a set from AliExpress. And they're red, and I've not really used them. I kind of bought these, and I bought like the longer tights, and I tend to use the longer tights more than sort of like these sort of sock things. But I thought it might be nice because they're red, that it would kind of tie the look together. I've then got these, which are sort of dungarees. They're quite nice. I got these from AliExpress as well, and they've got an interesting details on them. I mean, they've got this sort of thick waistband, which is kind of interesting, and they've got pleats in the trousers. They've also got a little bit of Velcro on the back there. You can't undo the buckles or anything like that, but it's nice that they've got the buckles sort of on them. They've just kind of been sort of threaded on, really, so you can move them around and everything, but obviously you can't take them off. But I just thought that was a nice touch to it, because it does look like they are real buckles. And then lastly, I've got these boots. So again, this was another thing from AliExpress. I think on their own, they would probably not fit the dolls, in that they might be quite loose. But I think once she's got the socks on, which are quite thick, they're probably going to be okay. But they might not be, so we'll have to see about that. So these would fit the Nemo bodies as well, and I'm pretty sure they would fit probably like the Cindy's and the Barbies and stuff like that. They're quite cute boots. They've got lots of little details on them, like sort of straps and stuff like that. If you can't really see them properly now, I will try and get a good picture of them and put them with the pictures at the end. But yeah, they're quite cute boots. So that is that. So all we need to do now is actually dress the dolls. So let's get Garland first. So let's move these out the way here. So I guess first things first, we should probably put the socks on, because I think that's going to be one of the awkward jobs because of their rubbery legs. Let's see how easy that is. They're thankfully quite short, so pretty much as soon as you pull them on, they're on. You don't have to think, oh, I've got to feed it up the leg now. So there we go. So these would have come, these came with her original stock, because she's got the kind of the 50s big dress and stuff like that, and then she's got the bowling outfit for her second outfit. These kind of little socks would go, I think, with either of those. So that's those. Then we need to try and get the jumper on. So, like I say, basically I've had to feed this up the body, so I'm hoping it's going to be easy enough. The difficulty is the hands, because if you try and get the hands into the arm bit, it can get stuck sometimes on the stitches, you know, the kind of the woolen threads and stuff like that. It will probably look ridiculously big on her, but once I think the dungaree things are on, it should look okay. It does look quite big, I have to admit. I'm sure it looks bigger now than it did before. But yeah, I originally knitted this for my Cindy dolls, and I did it in a few colours, and they look really nice on them. But obviously these bodies are a bit smaller than Cindy's, and obviously the proportions are different as well. So I might actually see if I can just turn the arm up. Or should I do it the other way? No, let's do it this way, because that might be a nice contrast. I think the neck looks okay. Ideally, obviously, it would be a lot smaller, so that it would go around the neck better, but yeah, beggars can't be choosers, so it will work. It will work for us. I intend to tuck this into the trousers, only because then we get to have the fun braces. So obviously the jumper is big, but we then have to try and get the brace part over the arms as we're doing it. Thankfully, the trousers are quite wide, so we don't have any of the kind of, oh, they're stuck on the legs, because the legs are rubbery. So I think they're kind of on. Obviously, once everything is on, you can then sort of zhuzh it up a bit and try and get it looking nicer. But there we go. So that is her in her jumper and trousers. So the shoes should go on, because these are her actual shoes and her actual socks. So that shouldn't be a problem. They don't the cuts down the back like a lot of doll shoes have. I guess because they're actually all meant to fit her feet, so why would they bother? And the feet are quite rubbery, so that's going to make it a lot easier, allegedly. I think that's on. It's kind of hard to tell. They look a bit like clown shoes now. There we go. As I say, the whole thing can get sort of finessed as we go along. So the last thing would be this. So her hair tends to go in her face, which I kind of like in a way, but also I suppose it's nice to be able to see her whole face rather than here's half a face with some hair on it. So that's kind of why I would put a little grip in there maybe. I'm not sure what I think of it. Well, now it's basically the bow is in her face, so that doesn't work very well either, does it? Maybe we should do without that, or... Well, look, that's kind of it. That's kind of the look there. So that is Garland done, so let's put her to one side. And then let's bring Miss Zanya on. So Zanya still needs a hair spa, which I haven't achieved yet. As I mentioned, I think in a previous video, there's no point me trying to actually do any hair spas at the moment because the weather is so damp here and cold that it would probably never get dry. I could probably do it now and it would be dry by maybe spring. But I did brush through her hair and it's actually a bit better, but it's kind of... It's a bit of a losing battle. I think it does need a spa, but when you brush it through, it does make it a bit better. Okay, so she's got her underwear on here. I think we're okay to try and get this stuff on without removing it. Oops, I've got some hair of hers here, which I'm going to get rid of. There we go. So I've got these, got the jumper. Let's get these on first because these might be annoying because they're a bit longer than Garland's socks were, so you have to actually feed them at the body. Oh, that's actually okay. I've got some more hair of hers here, that's great. I do have these socks in a variety of colours. I think I ordered a 3-pack and it was... You didn't know which colours you were getting, basically, but they were on AliExpress and they were very, very cheap. But I thought they'd be kind of a useful item to have. So these are quite cute. These look quite cute just on her feet like that, I think. Let's put this on. So this and the socks are going to kind of draw the whole outfit together as well as having the headband on. Obviously you have to be careful because sometimes when you're trying to get these sort of the slim sleeves on, they will sometimes get hooked on the... Oops. They'll sometimes get hooked on the thumb bit. Okay, so she's got this white sort of vest thing on, which I'm going to pull down so we can't really see it when this is done up. There we go. So that is her with her jumper and her socks on. I think that actually looks really cute already. It's almost a shame I don't have any sort of nice skirts to put her in, because a nice long skirt with that would probably have been quite nice. But we're going to go with these, because I think the dark blue will be nice as well, and I don't have any skirts, unless I put her in a mini skirt, and then she is going to freeze, and we don't want that. Okay, so I think it's going to be easy enough to get on her. Again, it's going to be a matter of sort of feeding her arms through the dungaree sort of shoulder loop things. There we go. It's cousin it. Cousin it's come to stay. Oops. Okay, let's straighten that out there. So you can't tighten these at all. They are kind of where they are without any way of making them tight or anything like that. But they seem fine on her. There's some threads here which I might try and snip off before I take them out and do any pictures. Okay, so that is that, and then we have this to go on her head. This has Velcro on it, which is great. It says Velcro to keep it clipped in, and there's also Velcro here, which presumably will kind of help it stick in the hair. So you try and get it kind of around the head and sort of under the hair, but not under, I was going to call it the pull chain then. The pull string. So if I put that there, move this around. This is actually a really nice piece of accessory. Is that a not pizza accessory? Piece of accessory. It's a nice accessory. It's a nice piece. As I say, it was part of her stock originally. So there we go. She's almost looks like a land girl now. Oops. Be better if you can see her. There we go. Put her that way. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Can I say there we go? There we go? Oh, ignore me. Let me spin her this way because then I can get her shoes on. So I'm hoping these are going to fit on okay, even with these big socks on. They're probably actually going to fit her better that way because their feet are quite small and these aren't really designed for them. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so there we go. That is the look. So let us bring Garland back in as well. So yeah, what are your thoughts on these two autumn looks that I've cobbled together? I think you've enjoyed the video. It's a little bit different to what I normally do in that normally I'm kind of just opening dolls. I thought it'd be nice to have a look at some older dolls that I've got and give them some autumn looks because it is that time of year. If you have enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and please share the video as well if you know anyone that would like to see this kind of content. Please comment down below on what you think and I will see you in the next video. So until then, from me and the girls, have a great week. Bye!